Now on to part number 2. I've seen all good people. Bye, yes.
I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way. I've seen all good people turn their heads each day, so satisfied I'm on my way.
Take a straight and stronger course to the corner of your life. Make the White Queen run so fast, she hasn't got time to make you a wife. 'Cause it's time in time with your time, and this news is captured. Use me anytime you want. Just remember that the goal is for us all to capture all we want. Yeah. Don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to squares. Send an instant comment to me. Initial it with a loving care yourself. 'Cause it's time
So that is I've Seen All Good People. Or, wait a minute, just double check that. Yeah, I've Seen All Good People by Yes. Interesting song. It's very much reminds me of a John Anderson style song. Very much feels like a song that was pretty much written to be played live at times, especially as you get into the I've Seen All Good People. As it goes on, it starts to get more and more disjointed. I assume that's on purpose, the fade out as well. It's just very weird, just how it is. Just interesting. Yeah, just very, very interesting song. As I said, it's very much feels like the first half is very much that John Anderson style song where it's very much it's very spiritual. And let's get up here. Take a straight and stronger course to the corner of your life. Make the White Queen run so fast she hasn't got time to make you a wife. 'Cause it's time and the time. 'Cause it's time with your time. And it's the news is captured for the queen to use. Move me on to any black square, use me anytime you want. Just remember that the goal is for us to capture all we want. Anywhere, move me from any black square, yeah. Don't surround yourself with yourself. Move on back to squares, send instant karma to me. Initial it with loving care. Don't surround yourself, because his time is time with you time, and news is captured for the queen to use. Then it goes into this type thing they keep singing. Interesting. On the song, I really do like the vocal harmonies. I do like the singing on it. The musicianship is really good. I really like this organ sound at the end of this song. It sounds very dark, very sinister. I know I've read places where this is John Anderson's speaking out against unjust war. That this is kind of his protest song, and interesting song though. For it, like it's just I just don't know what to ever really think about this song. It's one of those where it's like I get it, but at the same time it's kind of like, okay, that's interesting. It's just a very interesting song. I'm just not sure what to make of it, but I think it is a good song. It's very much, like I said, a song probably more so to be played live. Steve Howe, fantastic on this. Chris Squire and Bill Birdford, Tony Kaye. What can you say? It's just good stuff. Anyway, on to the next song on this album. Adventure, song number 5 by Yes.
Once a peaceful man laid his own head down by a river. Thought about his childhood life and father a forgiver who couldn't hide away. He controlled the horses with a handclap or a whisper. Drink he couldn't come by, but in all he was no sinner who could Adventure. The peaceful man will realize alone is no adventure, just a hideaway. He told all the sons of all the antics of adventure. And he told another one who drove himself to jail not to hide away.
So that was a venture by Yes. I actually really like this. I think this is a really great showcase of Tony Kaye's keyboard playing on it. Listening to this, like just hearing some of those very intricate piano parts. You have Chris Squire's bass, which has this nice real groove to it, especially near the end with Bill Bruford. Kind of a shame that right at the end you get that Steve Howe guitar solo kind of, or guitar fill kind of part right at the end. But it is a really interesting, unique song that tells the story. Once a peaceful man laid his old head down by a river, thought about his childhood life, his father and forgiver, who couldn't hide away. He controlled the horses with a hand clap or a whisper. Drink he couldn't combat. He couldn't combat, but in all he was no sinner. Couldn't hide away. He told all his sons of all his antics of adventure, and he told another of who drove himself to drink, not hide away. Better men have realized alone is not adventure. A peaceful man would realize alone is no adventure, just hide away. Very interesting song. Kind of feels like it's very much like, just barricading yourself away in life. Like, I feel like there's a great life lesson here. Just a really interesting, very, very unique song. Very short. Part of me almost wonders now, I know I could be in the minority on this. I wonder if you take just a shade a little bit off of I've Seen All Good People, give it to this. Because I was actually really interested in give it maybe a bit more length to it if it would have worked. I know back in the day on vinyl you were really, really stretched for time. Like, time is very important on an album. But this is one song where it's like, you know what? There's a really good song here. I could see it being played live and extended into like maybe the 5 to 7 minute mark for this song. Just go wild with it. But it really is a nice song. It's very beautiful. Talking about adventures and stuff and moral lessons. But anyway, that is Adventure. So now we're on to the final song on this album, song number 6, Perpetual Change. Ah, yes.
I see the cold mist in the night and watch the hills roll out of sight. I watch in every single way, inside out, outside in, every day. The sun can warm the coldest dawn and move the movement on the lawn. I learn in every single day, inside out, outside in, everywhere.
Making it out like a shoreline in a star. There's an illusion shining out above me. Even in time, we shall control the day. Deep inside, there's controlling you and me.
And one peculiar point I see as one of many ones of me. As truth is gathered, I rearrange inside out, outside in, inside out, outside in, perpetual change.
Saying we
the same. We look on as pawns of their game. They move to testify the day. Inside out, outside in. Inside out, outside in. All of the way.
So that was Perpetual Change by Yes. Wow. I have to say right off the bat, I love how both sides end with these very epic sounding songs. You can tell the foundation's being laid for the next album, for the songs such as Heart of the Sunrise, and then to the next album, Close to the Edge, then the Tales album, and just going farther and farther. Starts off really good with these full chords. Then you get some great Chris Squire bass work on this song. Just some absolutely tasty Steve Howe guitar playing. And listening to this, and this entire album, is a breath of fresh air if you're really like guitar playing, compared to maybe more so the Peter Banks era. I kind of wish Peter Banks would have got this amount of freedom on some of this to see what he could really do with this band, but I think Steve Howe just put him into a whole nother level. Fantastic. This song, John Anderson, I really enjoy listening to him. Just a fantastic singer. And this is really an interesting song, especially lyrically. I can see the cold mists in the night and watch the hills roll out of sight. I watch every single way, inside out, outside in, every day. The sun can warm the coldest dawn and moon the movement on the lawn. I learn in every single day, inside out, outside in, every way. And there you are making it up that you're sure that it's a star when all you see is an illusion shining down in front of me. And then you say, every time, even in time, we shall control the day, when what you see deep inside the day controlling you and me. And one peculiar point I see as one with many ones of me, as truth is gathered, I rearrange inside out, outside in, inside out, outside in, perpetual change. Kind of asking us as people to grow, to keep trying to learn, open yourself up spiritually. Like, this is, I'd say this is more so where John Anderson really I could be completely off base here, but this is just my opinion on this. This is where John Anderson really... I'd call this the beginning of the Yes spiritual albums. Where very spiritual in this and talking about just trying to be better people. And that's one thing I love about John Anderson is he's always the internal optimist. Even at his age, where most people would probably become a little bit more jaded, he's always trying to see just the bright side of life, and I love that about him. He's one of my favorite people in music. If I ever got the chance, I'd love to interview John Anderson and just ask him, what's your secret for just being so damn positive? Like I said, Chris Squire, Bill Bruford is amazing. And just listening to him on here, and it's kind of sad that I know there's only 2 more Bill Bruford albums left in Yes after this one, but I think Alan White did a good job, but we'll hit that when we hit there. Yeah, as far as it goes, album as a whole, my thoughts. I'll start with a little bit of pre-album stuff. With Peter Banks leaving, it's kind of started what I'd like to call the revolving door of Yes members. And it all started with Peter Banks. Tony Kaye, this is his last album, which I think if this is an album you go out of a band on, really good. Really fantastic album to listen to. But yeah, after this, then after Close to the Edge, you lose Bill. Then, or you get Rick Wakeman on the next album. Then after Close to the Edge, you lose Bill. Then you gain Alan White. Then after Tails, Wakeman leaves. And it starts this whole revolving door where I don't think... I could be completely wrong on this. I don't think Yes had the same lineup for 3 consecutive albums ever. They were always changing, morphing, doing something different. But man, what a band. I would say it is very much a step up from Time and a Word. That's what it, I think on this album, at least for me, they fixed a lot of those production issues that kind of plagued those first 2, especially some of the mixing of songs where you're listening to this and you don't notice it. Like, it's not as noticeable on maybe those first couple records where you could tell there was something brewing there. There was something really good there. And I know Atlantic did tell them that this album had to sell. Otherwise, I think they were going to get dropped by Atlantic. And I think they kind of did their Rush 2112. They went out, they recorded something, said if we're going to go out, we're going to go out on this because this is fantastic. And luckily, it sold, and Yes had a career after this. But fantastic. If I had to give it a rating out of 5, ooh. Because I know Time and a Word I gave 3.75. Because I gave the first one 3.5. Because I really did like that record. 3.75. If I was to give this a grade, I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. I love 95% of this record. The only thing that prevents this record from being perfect is there is a little... Like, I've Seen All Good People. Could have shaved a little bit off that, given it to Adventure. That's just my personal opinion. I think it's one of those where that song just goes on way too long. But it is what it is. Anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions. Yeah, I think 4.5 out of 5 is a perfect grade for this. I think it's fantastic. Going forward, I wonder kind of what I'm going to give the next few albums, because there is some masterpieces coming up that I have to think about and really where I'm going to grade them. I could also probably, while I go back and do my album rankings, these could even change. This is kind of just, is how it is. But anyway, once again, I have to say, thank you guys so much for putting up and watching this. Please tell me, what do you guys think of this record, this album? What's your thoughts of it? If you were around with it, what do you remember from it? If you're new to Yes, what do you think of this? But anyway, once again, I say thank you guys so much for watching. This is me here signing out. Peace.